Hello nerds and nerdettes, and welcome to Early Access Monitor, series in which we take on veterans of Early Access and see how they deliver on their promises. Today we'll check Astroneer. Astroneer is a third-person base building and survival game set in the outer space. The game promises you all the good stuff of survival gaming. You will be gathering resources, exploring new planets and terraforming to your heart's content. You will be building vehicles and machines. Reasons why we are having this video today is a massive drop in the review score on Steam. Astroneer first released on the 16th of December 2016 and sold over 1 million copies, and was welcomed very positive reception. Future of this game looked nice and bright. However, since that time, as of September 2017, the game has dropped by nearly 25% in review score, currently receiving mixed review score out of 400 reviews submitted recently. Over the course of my research, I have read numerous reviews, spoken to players both on Steam and Reddit, as well as I have spoken to developers about the game, reasons for its popularity decline and the future of the game. In this video I hope to condense it all into easy to digest form. The most common thread I have discovered is the lack of any meaningful updates, and the poor communication between the developers and the game fans. When you look at the game updates on Steam, you will notice yourself that the majority of new content was tiny and have not offered players anything of value. You will spot some bug fixes here, small nose updates there, little graphical improvements somewhere else, but absolutely no new content. People who play this game for about 10 hours have likely seen everything that game has to offer. They can keep playing and building, but it feels empty, meaningless and samey. It would be easy to dismiss the whole issue as the developers releasing tech demo and taking money and just not caring about the projects, as we have seen on Steam many times before. I wanted, however, to go deeper into the reasons behind it. From my research, it has become clear that developers have been decent at communicating with the core fans. They do post blog posts, updates to their forums, and even join the discussion on Reddit and Twitter from time to time. However, active as it sounds, their Twitter following is only 38,000 people, and subreddit is only half the size, and likely both are overlapping. As a result, developers may be good at communicating, but their communication reaches only about 4% of your player base. Average Joe, who just bought the game on Steam, has no idea what is going on in the company. For a generic Steam user, it does look like a bunch of meaningless updates and no communication in 9 months since the initial release. You can see how quickly it can mount up into the frustration. From the conversation with the developers and what they have posted on Reddit, it appears that a small 5-man studio was quickly overwhelmed with the success of the game. Developers decided to expand on the scope of the game and completely rewrite how it works. As a result, they employed 10 more people to join the team and work on the project. On the surface, it sounds like the genuine new studio being victim of its own success. I am, however, a bit more skeptical person, so let's examine some more facts. The game was a huge success months prior to the release, with the media writing about it. On the weeks leading to the release itself, we have seen significant coverage of Astroneers both on YouTube and more traditional press. I am no expert here, but I think the developers knew quite well prior to the release that the game would be greatly popular. You know your game is going to sell exceptionally well when the Markiplier Blitz, iBallistic Squad and many other large YouTubers put the tons of content on their channels. Polygon and Rock Paper Shotgun don't write about the games unless they expect thousands of people searching for it. By the time the game hit Steam, developers knew full well that it will sell in the hundreds of thousands of copies. By that time, they must have started planning how to harness this new success and huge funds the game is going to generate. And we are talking here about a significant financial boost to the small studio. Judging by the price and the numbers of copies sold, we are looking at a good few millions of dollars after taxes and Steam fees. I think that the first and the biggest mistake developers did was not communicate clearly during the launch phase that the scope of the game they are planning is going to be much greater than what we get to play right now. It took 6 months till the 2nd of June 2016 for the developers to release the proper roadmap for the project and update players on the state of affairs. As you can imagine, 6 months is a long time to wait, and even after that the players haven't seen any immediate benefits. I believe that this lack of initial transparency damaged the trust the players had with the company and made any promise System Era made since then less believable. As Joey, communication manager at System Era, said himself, "I read Steam reviews every day, I comment on some, but when people talk about lack of content I have to just accept that, because they are not wrong. All the cons in the world aren't going to convince some people, and the only thing that will is new content." I don't want to completely bash developers here, because it sounds like the mistakes were made due to the lack of skill in handling situation and poor judgment on the part of developers. The lack of transparency was bad, but I'm glad that developers understand it now and admit mistakes were made. What makes me optimistic about the game right now is the fact that developers have become more transparent. I appreciate the fact that the team made a difficult decision, and for better or worse, this is the direction Astroneer is going right now. The fact that we see 10 more people employed in the company means money is being reinvested into the project. I hate to use the word potential here, but after initial difficulties I believe Astroneer may have some potential to become a better game. Developers reassured me that the investment should start paying back with the very next update, when the new systems will finally start being introduced to the players. I want to however insist to any of you out there who doesn't own the game yet, optimism alone shouldn't be enough to buy the game. If you have waited 9 months already, my opinion is right now you should wait a bit longer. Words are cheap and what matters are actions. No matter how optimistic I feel about the future of this game right now, I believe waiting few more months wouldn't hurt. My advice to developers on System Era would be communicate better. Steam communication at this moment comes very impersonal. Players have no clue what is going on, majority of them probably forgotten already or completely missed the roadmap posted in June. There is no such thing as too much communication. It wouldn't hurt to remind the players what you are working on, and most importantly why it is taking that long. It wouldn't hurt to utilize the Steam discussion board more and make a roadmap sticky. Finally, it wouldn't even hurt to repost the roadmap after completing any of the milestones, so the players get used to checking it. There was also a lot of talk about the players not understanding the back-end work that is being done on the game. I appreciate it, however, making players understand that work is developers' job. Customers shouldn't do weeks of research to understand the products. It should be made as accessible as humanly possible to the players. There isn't much to add in here really. As the early access goes, I have seen much worse projects than this one, but I have seen also much better. Do your own research before you decide to hop on this project. Nerds and nerdettes, I hope this video helps you get some insight into the game that the reviews themselves won't be able to do, and you are able to make a more informed decisions about this product. As always, I look forward in the comments down below, and don't forget to check my other series. Hope to see you around more often, have a great day.